Hi.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Very good.
I'm good.
You didn't even give me any props for repping your school
preach,
here.
bro. Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah, got you, bro.
So, what is like when that school was like built,
Yeah.
right? Like, they would say, we're gonna start. We're here.
Yeah.
But what's another word they could use?
Live. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be a good one to use. I
Yes.
think.
Now
You know
we
what's
have.
funny is I always adjust myself when I say live.
Really?
I don't know why.
You know what it is? I think it's like we're prepping to start this.
It's a mile marker.
Yes.
It's like when they go action.
I remember when we first started, we're like, we need something to kick this off.
Yeah.
And we just landed on live. I think on the third episode.
Yeah.
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 But now we have an interesting topic today, and I'm very excited about this because I was very happy that this movie was good.
Yeah. No, I think the movie that we're going to talk about today, it met my expectations in a lot of ways, but it also it let me down a little bit in a few ways. But I definitely think the good outweighs the bad.
I would agree. And the movie we are talking about today is
Creed 2.
What?
Creed 2?
Nope.
Creed 4.
No, still wrong.
Rocky 7.
Yes. Rocky Horror Show.
Oh man. No, we're talking about Creed 3 today. And yeah, so I think. Okay, let me ask you: have you seen the first two?
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course, yeah.
so I think that the build-up for the big baddie and the second one was the best one we're gonna see.
The training arc was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it.
but I'm saying like the Russian dude rolled in and was just beating the hell out of everybody, and then you have the he comes back and fights him and everything. It's just mind blowing like how well that movie came out. That's kind of one of the problems I have. I want to get the problems out of the way first,
Yeah,
and then go into what I like.
mine too.
The problems that I had with this movie were really kind of well, Michael B. Jordan directed this, so you can already know he did a very good job for his first.
The cinematography was
Awesome.
amazing, especially
Yeah.
in the beginning fight scene.
Well, he took a lot of things from anime because they're both anime nerds. So,
I didn't know that.
and I say anime nerds respectfully because I also am a nerd. So,
Yeah.
But no, so the things that I don't really like is one, the pacing of the movie. I
Agreed.
felt like the pacing went from like really slow to like everything's happening.
Yes.
I think a lot of the things about the movie were a little too coincidental or too perfect. Like, the Russian guy gets hurt because he sets up his prison buddy to crack his hand, and then they just of course accept this pretty much nobody, like former youth champion or whatever, to fight in the war, and like, you know what I mean? Like I would have preferred to have seen like he wants to fight for the title. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he comes back and he does the same kind of thing where, he wants to hurt the Russian guy, but maybe they don't succeed.
Yeah.
And the Russian guy, they like him. Is his name Victor? Right.
I think so. Wouldn't be a bad estimate to say for a Russian guy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but they come out and they fight, and then maybe the champion retains or whatever happens. But I don't know. I wanted to see more of a build up for him to come out of prison and what I forget his name in the movie. What is it? Dame. Yeah.
Damien, yeah.
So Dame, he comes out and it's like he comes out of prison, right? And it's like he's talking with Donnie, and he's all like, yeah, I don't know, it's like I used to be the champ, and blah blah blah, and everything just kind of happens like too fast for me.
Can I say a hot take?
What?
I kind of was hoping Adonis was going to lose.
Yeah, I was really upset, kind of that it's the same build up.
Yeah.
And you can say the same thing about Rocky movies.
Yeah.
But the problem was Rocky did it first, and I would agree that the later Rocky movies, like 3, 4, 5, like they're not as good as 1 or 2, but it just kind of pissed me off a little bit where it's like, and also the time jumps.
Oh my,
really
thank
threw
you.
me off.
That was gonna be another thing. Is like, and because I was breaking it down with Ryan the other day. When Dame was like, "Yo, you're a scum lord, bro. You're not even family. Like you're
Yeah.
all this stuff." It was like what, a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Like you went from not fighting. You're not John Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna go from fighting for how long to like beating someone who just has all the. Like, it doesn't happen. And
Yeah.
I felt with that whole training montage, it sucked. And the thing is I would have much because okay, they did all that stuff at the end, which we'll get to set up for the next couple of movies.
Yeah.
They would have had a better way of setting up if Adonis loses.
Yeah, I think it would have been cooler to see like I would think it would have been this is kind of something that I kind of expected to have happen. I really wanted to see happen was I expected so Adonis is like spoilers in advance. So Adonis obviously is retired, right? And Dame comes out of prison. He's all like, macho, macho. I want the belt. Blah blah blah. I would have wanted to see Adonis be like, all right, look, I can't put you in the title card. Like, I can't just do that. What I can do is I can get you some fights, set you up, and then have like maybe a montage or maybe whatever, like a couple fights where he's like knocking people out, and then he starts knocking out like real contenders and like big boys and like like some to grow his image,
Yeah.
And then he could from that point he could be like, well, I'm 10-0. I just knocked out the pound for pound like number 3 in the world behind Victor and
Yeah.
I forget the other guy's name.
Yeah.
I want a shot at the belt, blah, blah, blah. And then Adonis could have been like, well, listen, man, like we have one more fight for you. He's like, nah, man, like and then like create like that division of like, whatever, and then be like, and then maybe have Adonis say something like, like pull on the heartstrings, be like, man, I did this for you, like I wanted to set you up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like, hey, I got out of prison. All right, cool. Well, you need some money? Nah. All right, cool. Damn, it's about to be a cool fight. Yeah. Oh, no, this guy got hurt. I can do it. All right. Boom. I'm the champion now. Fuck you. It was just too much too fast. And then it's like the time jump thing is like literally one scene will be like, oh, it's this date. And then the next time they're like, we're going to fight. Yeah. It's like 6 months later. They have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
So that doesn't just happen. You can't have a full camp, first of all, and second of all, it's like they just threw things together.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is when Damian and Donnie were younger, Donnie saw like some guy. I don't know the whole full thing of why he punched him. I forget why.
Well, because they saw the dude used to beat on them in the.
Oh, right. And Donnie socks him and beats the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
And then Dame pulls out a gun and like stops the whole thing. The cops come and they only get Dame and not Donnie.
Right.
And it creates this division.
Yeah.
His mom was like, "Listen, you need to be away from Dame and hold to the letter." So it creates that diversity, and that divide.
Because Dame wrote him like a bunch in prison, but they were going to the house and his mom was finding them. Like Donnie's mom was finding them, and then she was withholding them from him. So for all these years, she admittedly probably did the right thing, but at the same time they were what, like 15?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so maybe older. I don't know, but no, that was some of the stuff that I just didn't like. I mean, all like it just takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah, and I get it. They need to create like this dramatic backstory to create a dramatic fight.
Yeah.
And the fight was great. Like I enjoyed that scene. Like the whole fight was great. I just think they had an idea, they ran with it. It was a good movie. Like I really did enjoy it. Like I would recommend to watch it. I would, and might be a hot take. I really think Donnie should have lost.
I would agree. I think Donnie, it would have done more because then you can say if Donnie were to lose, then you can say the whole first half of the next movie could be all of him being depressed and him like really losing stuff, maybe like losing brand deals or losing, creating a division between him and his wife maybe, or maybe, I don't know. Okay, so a big thing is obviously Rocky isn't in this movie.
Yes. People were surprised.
Well, the reason for that is because Sylvester Stallone actually had a falling out with one of the producers of the movie.
Oh,
so
did not know that.
Right. So the problem is, you really to me, I felt Rocky's missing. Like I felt that missing piece.
Yeah.
Not as much as I anticipated, but I definitely felt it. He was definitely there.
Yeah.
I think they should have had Donnie lose.
And
Then literally be like start losing brand deals, start losing whatever,
I know where you're going with this.
and then be like training or whatever, and then have Rocky come back and be like, what do you call that, a main event fight, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After maybe even do it after a year and have him just really just not like doing whatever, out of shape, beat up, like just like not really caring, just can't get out of that rut, and then Rocky trains him and is like, whatever, and then he comes back stronger and is like, and then you can have him win the next fight, and then even have you could even set it up where Adonis comes back to fight him, and then he won't take the fight now because he's like, I already beat you once, I don't need to beat you. Like you can create that's a whole movie.
Yeah, trust me, I agree, and that is why I was so frustrated because I'm watching. I like they're gonna fight, but I'm watching this build up where it's gonna end up being a massive battle between brothers, right? But you also know, like when Dame socks him he wins that title fight, and Adonis goes to confront Dame.
Yeah.
And Dame's at that one like big outside beach party thing.
Yeah.
And he socks Donnie. I just like you're sitting there and you're almost like, I know he's gonna win. Yeah. So it's like I'm immersed because I'm like, that was a dramatic scene. I loved that scene. But in my head, it pulls me out because I'm like, well, I know Donnie's gonna win in the end.
Yeah.
You just know.
Well, and you can even take it a step further, and you can even say that's why, like, in the Infinity Saga, the ending, like Infinity War and Endgame, mostly Infinity War, was really a punch in the stomach, because you always expect in these Hollywood movies that the villain is going to lose, the hero is going to win.
Yeah.
Infinity War was the first time the villain won, and won definitively.
Yeah, that's what I said last time. Like, yeah.
So, if we would have had Donnie lose, and make it a really drawn out fight, make it a really big thing, and if you would have had him lose, like I said, you could have made a whole nother movie on just his like Rocky comeback. But like I said, I think having him win limits what you can do next. Now what we're probably going to see is something along the lines of like, it's been 15 years, and like it's his daughter or something like that.
Well, they were kind of alluding to that at the end because she looks good in there because she was like fighting in the ring,
and I think it wouldn't be bad, but I just think that kind of thing is a little not forced, but it's a little like, okay, like cliche.
Dude, it felt forced.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh well, his shoulder's messed up. He has broken concussions. Have you had? Yeah, and it's like they're trying to build this up, like, oh my gosh, he might not win, but like the thing is, they're rushing the whole thing. And he's gonna win. Like and what pissed me off was I was kind of hoping when he won, him and Dame, something was gonna happen. Someone was gonna get like shot. I don't know, but in the end they talked, and I'm like, yeah, this is the last we're seeing of Dame.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like why I like the second movie so much is because he loses to Victor or whatever his name is, and he loses to Drago, and he ends up coming back stronger, and like it's a really impactful scene because he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
By this massive human, and then he has to really like learn more,
Yeah.
But this movie was just kind of like, yeah, I'm retired. Oh, you're a bitch. Oh, no, I'm not. Man, nah. You ran out on me. You never answered my letters in prison. Man, I loved you. Man, screw you. Oh, no. I'm gonna be champion. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. We're gonna fight. I've trained for 4 months for this fight now. Yeah, I've been training for 20 years. Oh, I win anyway. Like. It could have been so much better, but getting to the things I did like, I really liked the cinematography. I think every scene in that movie looked beautiful. I think it looked really good, especially in the ending fight. I think just the stuff, just visually, that whole thing was so good, and like they even pulled a Dragon Ball Z Chit in with that scene where he gets hit in the gut and the water comes off his back or the sweat comes off his back, and like things like that. I think there was a lot of the movie where you can see they were having fun. Yeah, like the camera movement, the camera angles were so clean.
Especially like I realized like how much effort they put into the cinematography. is in that first fight.
Yep.
I was like, they're following it. They're not just showing you a boxing match. I really felt like I was like the referee.
Yeah.
It was great. Doosh, 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 and like you're slipping with Donnie. You're slipping with Donnie. You're slipping with this guy. You feel the punches like.
Yeah. Every punch was impactful. The way the camera moved, like I said, was really it was on point. And then what I think they did well was they kind of, which I think they should have elaborated on a little bit more.
Yeah.
So when they were fighting and that first prison wall came behind him, I thought they were going to box the whole ring in and then have him fight out of it to break that to where he would have to beat Dame. Because I thought what was going to happen was they were going to be put into like a prison cage and Dame was going to get the upper hand because he's used to that, like close quarters, like, hard life, tough, and Dame, as he's getting beat up, is going to be like, like maybe he remembers a Rocky quote, or maybe he remembers his dad, or like whatever, and he comes, and then every punch that he lands, maybe one of the walls break. You know what I mean? Something like that.
That's even better than what they did.
Oh no, that would have been cool. but that's what. But it was cool how I really liked how they did the when they were fighting, it was just them in the ring, like everything was just dark. That was dope.
That was dope.
It reminded me a lot of the scene in Spider-Man No Way, or was it No Way Home or whatever, when he's fighting Mysterio and it's all dark and he has to like use the spider sense to. That was dope. I like that.
I don't know. I thought that was it. It was done really well. Aside from like the storyline and the force scenes, I really thought it was done well, and the story baseline was pretty good though.
Yeah.
And like there were a lot of scenes where I'm like, damn, that would hurt me. That would like I'm not even saying physically, like emotionally, or things going on with his wife or his kids, or how like how much like when they kept going with the flashbacks with Dame. Yeah. I'm like, I gotta think about someone like you or Cody or Gio, like. Damn, that would really suck to be in that kind of situation, and you feel it, Yeah. And I mean, we talked about a lot of like negative things, but when it came to that, I thought it was fantastic.
It definitely pulled on your heartstrings a little bit.
And I think that's one of the things that bothered me so much is with the cinematography, with the storyline being really good, and with all that, I think if they would have ended it differently or did different things, it would have been a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Because the way they started it was like that. Like it was a beautiful scene.
And I don't even think that you necessarily have to continue the trope of having Dame get beat up and have to come back stronger, or Donnie come back stronger. I think they should have just done it where Dame climbs the ranks. That would have been more compelling. And then he meets him and he's like, But Jonathan Mayers or Myers?
Mayers.
Yeah, he is. He's an incredible actor, and he got ripped for this movie.
Why? I didn't know that.
No, I mean like jacked.
Oh! Yeah. I was okay. My bad. We're on this different plane. We're on the same page.
Like he
was a big boy.
Trend, D-ball, HGH.
Just basics.
Yeah. No. That dude is a tank, and I think Jonathan Mayers is a really good actor. I think he did a good job. I really liked how they gave him that trope of like. Where he's always like bobbing his head and he's always like kind of looking around like, And I definitely thought that the way he fought, they did a really good job of making him fight like somebody would fight. Like it was a mix of like street fighting and professional boxing. Yeah. The way he would block his punches, but then he saw the weaknesses and he would hit it, and you know what I mean? Like that was cool. I like that. But I think the movie overall was, I would give it like a 7 or 6.5 out of 10. No, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Strong 7.
Yeah, I would give it a 7.5. Just be a little different, but I do agree with the 7 because it was you haven't seen a movie like that, like a live action movie, where it's like the camera angles were just on point. You felt immersed in the movie. It's one of those things where everyone knows the Rocky story. Yep. And again, like we were saying in One Tips Tuesday, like Philly boys, quote unquote, Yeah. And it's like, there's a sense where there's something about, the Rocky story just everyone loves it.
You have to be special to put a statue up of a movie character in your city.
Yes, literally. Like, and it's one of those things where you're always connected to it. Everyone knows it. Dun 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 dun. And I think the storyline was great. there's definitely things I would have done differently, but it's also, again, it's backseat driving.
Yeah.
I might not have made this left, but a faster way. Yeah. So I mean, us is just two podcasters just talking shit, but again, it was a good movie, and it was cool to see all the guys too. It was definitely like a.
It was worth the money.
Yeah.
I would say. We saw it full price for once. But I think it was worth the money. It was a good time.
I agree. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So let me get your. So which was your favorite Creed so far?
See, I want to see the first one because I always think the first one in any series is like the best.
I think it was
Because I don't know. Maybe this is just. I feel like this is with just anything. Like if you even Sharknado,
Velocipaster.
Like the first one, because you always kind of blow your load on the first one, right?
Yeah.
Second round, you got some left, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Third round, it's like, all right, well,
Well, my thing is the first one. I was saying it when the first came out. I'm like, this big bad boxer Adonis has to beat doesn't look that big or bad.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he
have
looked really small. That's
what I mean.
Yeah.
He didn't have the look. I think the second movie is definitely the best one so far.
I think so.
Well,
do you think they saw how small he was and like maybe you got to beef up?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because like he's a skinny British guy and he's all like, oh yeah, what's up, blood? And then in the second movie you have this Russian bear, I break you. You know what I mean? Like you just, and it's over. And then it's like in the third movie now you have a more compelling plot line, but.
Yeah. It really does bother me because it is such a good plot line. There's so much they could have done.
I know.
Just let the trope go. Let him lose. Because the second movie would have been so much better.
Yeah. Well, you mean the fourth movie?
The fourth movie would have been so much better.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
I hope Sylvester Stallone can figure it out because he said he wanted to make more movies with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want that one big executive involved, I guess. So I hope that they bring them back together.
Bro,
I hope.
Old. You don't got that big dick energy yet. You just gotta, because I don't know what's gonna happen. But
yeah,
I don't know, dude. I agree. You definitely felt the not having the Rocky vibe there.
Yeah. But for not having the Rocky vibe, the movie was pretty good.
It was. But see, again, like exactly what you said. He loses. What the fuck are you gonna call that a title fight? You come back after 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian! But yeah, I think they would have had a better outs and better ideas because who knows? He beats Dame at the end of that movie.
Yep.
And then what? You have to go a third round.
Yeah.
Maybe his wife dies in the second one.
I mean,
up to the fight.
I don't know. I think it would be more compelling to have like you could make it more so where it's like he loses to Dame. He loses, like I said, his brand deals. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe they have to move.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of his fighters don't want him to back him. They leave his gym.
True, yeah.
Maybe his gym closes. Maybe his wife goes fully deaf. Because remember how she said she was losing her hearing more.
Yeah.
Maybe she goes fully deaf and he doesn't. And she needs him to be there for her, but he can't be because he's depressed. So then she leaves him, or like something crazy. Something to as Mulan said, a man worth fighting for, Did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, a girl worth fighting for. Anyway.
Right. But no, yeah, like it was really good. And again, I really have not seen a movie to date that has had that kind of like to where I have, because we've seen all the Rockies. We've seen like even.
Have you seen all the Rockies?
Yeah, I've seen all the Rockies.
How many Rockies are there?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
You sure?
Am I a loser?
Positive?
Fuck it. Wait, don't do that to me, bro. But like Rocky 13 was just absolutely like,
Rocky 609.
What was the one what movie with the robots where they were the
you're talking about Real Steel?
Real Steel.
With Hugh Jackman.
Dude, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. But again, like you're watching all these fights and these fight scenes, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But this was just so much different where I really felt like I was. And like even the punches were doosh, and you can kind of
yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they even said that movie was made for like IMAX or like made for theaters in that way, where like that's why I wanted to see it in the theaters, because it's made for that kind of thing.
Okay.
I think
They're really trying to get people back in the movies too.
Dude, you have to.
Listen, that is one thing that I'm glad we do as a friend group. Is that like Tuesdays? We're not going every Tuesday, but we go.
Yeah.
Like, cause there's just I don't know if it's just we were the last of the generation, but there's just something about going with a bunch of homies.
Yeah.
You're all hopped up on adrenaline, and you just want to go see a movie. You just want to go sit down.
I knew the perk was fake, but I still took it because I'm a gremlin. Why?
I gotta go home. Let's just end on that one. But no, like it was good, and I don't know. I'm excited to what number 4 is gonna be because they were definitely setting things up. But I think you're right though about the daughter.
Yeah,
she's in there. She's boxing. She's doing all this stuff because during his training montage, he was having mini training with his daughter.
Yeah,
because she has to learn how to defend herself in school.
Yeah,
so like. I think it might end up being like.
But now, do you think that they wait years until that actress grows up, or do you think that they just kind of replace her and do it in the next?
They're gonna replace her.
But my thing is this: I really feel like Michael B. Jordan has to be considerably older to play the mentor dad role.
That's what you're saying. Okay, that one makes sense. Well, maybe they do because I mean, think about it. It's gonna take them like a year or two to do to do Creed 4, right?
Yeah,
I don't think they have it on a year. I'd say a year.
No, I'd say I even say two to 3 years.
Yeah,
probably.
so there's 2 to 3 years. Say that girl was what 7, 8.
Yeah.
Now she's
13.
13. Yeah. So you have all this to come out. And
well,
that's,
not 13. But
yeah, I know what you're saying, but like Rocky 4 hits. That's 3 years. She's 11.
Yeah.
And then let's say they do another one.
Yeah.
Another 3.
Yeah, she's 15.
And then or if they do like a different like whatever it is. So now it's 15. She's.
Yeah.
You know?
Moving and grooving.
And he's older. Like, you know.
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
6 years for him. And he's. How old is he?
32.
Yeah, he's hitting 40s, bro.
33?
Yeah, could be, I mean, when.
He might be older. I don't know.
Yeah.
He could be younger. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see the things that are going to come out. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Although, I do wish he lost.
Yeah, I do wish. You know what would be really cool? A really cool way to revive that, to fix that mistake, is to have the beginning of the next movie is the replay of Adonis winning, and then him talking to Dame and rekindling, and then him playing around with this kid and his wife and whatever, and then as that scene,
kid
the
dies.
final as the final scene of that is happening, it does like a cool panoramic where it's like it's like forced perspective. So like you're watching the last scene of the last movie, but then it starts zooming out, and then it's like it's like an eye, and then you pull out, and it's in Adonis's eye, and he's on his back like blinking, like, and then the ref's like 7, 8, and he's like, oh, and he stands up, and Dame's like, and he's right back in the fight, and he was just imagining it all. Like everything being picture perfect, then you can revive it.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna do that though.
I know, that'd be cool though.
That would be
that'd
cool.
Be dope. That'd be dope.
Yo, you should be a director.
Ah man.
Come to find out you were Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino goes like, listen guys, I've known this kid since he was 12. The only reason any of these movies are possible is because Gavin Soden. Make sure to check out his podcast. But no, I don't know. That would be cool, but
yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
I hope not. I mean, I hope so, but I expect not. Yeah. But
there's something else.
I digress.
Took us 29 minutes to get there. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I enjoyed the movie. I definitely want to change some stuff, but
yeah,
that's it. To boats and hose.